All right, here we are. Oh shit. Oh fuck. I think I did post it. Hopefully, did I? Yes. Uh, there we have it. Pin profile. Pin profile. There we have it. Good stuff. People checking. Bryson, welcome. Uh, hmm. Major incident occurred in Liverpool today after a massive fire as large as building showing signs of collapse. This is in England. Liverpool is in England. Building was showing signs of collapse. This is quite serious. There's actually a church, and secondly, there's something else happening here in the United States regarding monuments as well, but that's quite insane there. The UNRWA have stopped receiving funds from the United Kingdom and many Western countries. I don't have the exact list of. I'm sure that list is going to come out, but as of right now, there've been a lot of funding stopped to the UNRWA, which is the Fund for Gaza. Those who does the humanitarian aid from there. And I'll get you the update from Texas. As far as we understand right now, the standoff in Texas is still ongoing here. But this is another thing here. The 46-meter spear of ancient temple collapsed in the U.S. It was the bell tower of the first congressional list church in the XIX century in New London, Connecticut. The building was a major landmark in the city. The reasons for the incidents are being investigated. Here you have a picture of it. Actually, it collapsed. This is not faked, as far as we understand. Could have been demolition, could have been other things. I don't know to worry about that, but yeah. Okay, so Texas right now, you want to know what's going on here in Texas. Donald Trump has commented on a lot of things. Texas Authority General Ken Paxton releases a statement saying that he rejected all Biden administration requests at the border and issued counter demands. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, probably. Today, I denied the Biden administration unfounded request and issued counter demands by February the 15th. DHS must apply the official plat maps on deeds demonstrating the precise parcel to which they claim ownership and explanation of how Texas is preventing access to those parcels, documenting showing the equal paths of Texas ever granted permission for DHS to erect infrastructure that interferes with the border security, and proof of Congress empowering DHS to turn a Texas park into an unofficial and illegal port of entry. If the federal government is going to make such claim, it must provide proof. Oh my god. Because you have no meaningful response to our letter. Your latest letter, abundance earlier factual assertions, asserts new ones and is applying. Okay, he's just goes on. What you get from that is they're not really doing too much about it. But here you have Donald Trump's response to this whole situation here. But here you have it. This is Donald Trump saying, when I'm president. Here you have it.
When I'm president, instead of trying to send Texas a restraining order, I will send them reinforcements.
Team Trump. Trump 2024.
Instead of fighting border states, I will use every resource, tool, and authority of the U.S. president to defend the United States of America from this horrible invasion that is taking place right now. There's never been anything like it. Texas will be given full support, and I will deploy all necessary military and law enforcement resources to seal up the final section of border. You know, we built over 500 miles of wall, fortunately, but they are just, what they're doing is just not even, it's not even believable.
Yeah, I mean, listen here, Civil War is far-fetched. No, I don't think there's a civil war necessarily breaking out. But the division between the United States and Texas and you know, the division inside of Texas, in the United States right now is huge. I mean, we have, 25-ish countries, states that issued a support of what Texas are doing, and I think that number has grown since. I'm not aware of the official number just yet. But yeah, as far as I understand, they're not really going to go to a civil war now. Richie, welcome in. So yeah, I mean, listen, saying they're gonna go to civil war is far-fetched. They're probably not gonna do it. I think it's gonna be far out from that. So yeah, I think we're still far out from that. But the division is still huge. But yeah. Oh, that's not what I wanted to click on. It was this one. Ukraine and Poland actually restarted relations. We have a good understanding of each other. We have clear guidelines, which is important for our societies. Zelensky. So Zelensky has Zelensky said this earlier here, probably in his breathing. We can get to that in a second there. But yeah, Poland and Ukraine has restarted relations, meaning that they can now open up their borders once again, which was one thing that was actually badly happening. Further developments in the Middle East. Because here we have it. The French Navy released pictures from its efforts to help out the fire on the British-owned tanker Marlin Luanda after it was hit by an anti-ship missiles fired by the Houthis yesterday. The Houthis are challenging the West by attacking international maritime trade. Yes. That's one way to put it. Yeah, they are. There's not been a lot of people posting about what's happening here in Texas. I'm going to see if there's if there's a guy I know who is pretty good. We can see if he's posted anything. No, he's not done anything since yesterday, actually. And then let's Phil DeFranco, maybe. Phil DeFranco. Oh, he's not done anything. People are staying quiet about this. I don't know if it's because they are doing it or because they want to sort of keep a lid on it for now and try and solve this with some diplomatic means here. And of course, that's good. Meanwhile, I try and figure out if we can find anything. Why don't you watch this wonderful man here? Don't know what his name is, but he's a very great... I don't even know what this thing is called. I think it's probably some kind of Slavic instrument, but check it out.
Рідна мати моя, ти ночей не доспала, і водила мене у поля край села, і в дорогу далеку ти мене на зорі проводжала, і рушник вишиваний на щастя дала, і в дорогу далеку ти мене на зорі проводжала, і рушник вишиваний на щастя на долю дала.
You screwed up your Twitter? I might screw up your Twitter. Again? Alright. I'll go check it out in a second here. Displaced citizens sheltering in Nasa hospital in Khan Yushin shared a photo of Israeli snipers' bullets fired at the hospital. Okay, so now I know a lot of you probably aren't gun experts, but can you spot the obvious, I'm going to say obvious, fault about this picture here, saying this is a bullet that was fired from Israeli snipers. It's already fired. Can you spot the reason why this might be not true? Anything giving it off? For those who don't know, this thing isn't with the bullet when it's fired. That thing right there isn't with the bullet. This is the bullet. If you fired a shot, this wouldn't be with it. You know, that's a cartridge. That's the bullet. You know, you don't this doesn't travel with the sniper, with the gun when you fire it. Me holding the grenade that was thrown at me by Israeli soldiers just minutes after it exploded, causing my death. Yeah, with the pin in as well. Yeah, me holding my grenade after it was thrown at me by Israeli soldiers. This grenade caused my death. I tweeted about it afterwards. I mean these people, they just don't get it, do they? You know, you don't have the cartridges when it's fired off. That's the bullet. You know, you have the bullet. The bullet, you know, it's like when you fire it off, that they don't have that, the cartridge doesn't come along with it. Oh my god. Yeah. That's just great Hamas propaganda right there. Scones to drones. Russia ramps up arms production, prepares to extend war. Telegraph. Now, I've heard about this earlier here today. There was a coverage about this. Have you Witchy, you saying you followed me or something like that? Because I haven't gotten any notification. You said you followed me? I haven't gotten any notification of anything, of anybody following me. You gotta maybe you gotta try and follow me or something like that, because I haven't gotten any notification of you doing that. Now, there's been some rumors, or not rumors, well, it is rumors going around that Russia will be able to restock their army and be way ahead of the West in the next century after this war, as they ramp up arms production. Now, I wish to put out something for you right now. Before sanctions, meaning the time of when Russia had access to Western equipment and Western technology, they managed to build tanks that are now being classified as the worst tanks in the world, next to China's, which is a big thing. So I'll just say that before sanctions, Russia, that was before the massive restrictions that's been put on their arms deals projections. Their tanks, the T90M, their main battle tank, was idiotically stupid. It didn't work. So, how exactly could Russia now be ramping up their production so fucking much? This is so fucking bullshit, these people writing about this stuff. The Telegraph, oh my god, they're ramping up their production. Look at this. Decline. Fuck off. The West is lacking in Russian arms race as the aggressive state intensifies arms production and gears up for at least 3 to 4 more years of war, the UK newspaper The Telegraph said on January 26. Now, these are the tanks they're building. These are the T-90s. Moscow Wharf is even seeking barricades, shopping malls, and other civilian facilities converted into arms factories producing weapons to kill Ukrainians. Now, I'm not, who's up for war right games? Oh, right. War rights, yeah. Yeah, I play War Rights. It's a great game. No, but yeah. For anybody to say that Russia is going to be ready to fight, against the West at an eventuality with their guns and new arms factory. Yes, they can produce a lot, but it's not going to be good quality. So for them to say the West is lagging behind, it might be true, but it's not going to be lagging behind much longer. Okay, this is pure Russian propaganda falling into the Western hands, and now they're just saying it again because they think, what about this and that, just to try and scare us into thinking Russia is still this massive power that can produce themselves. They're self-proclaimed superpower. Superpowers that self-proclaim them tend to not be that great. An unnamed Middle Eastern nation has reportedly provided intelligence to Hezbollah, which states that Israel is in the final stages of planning an invasion of the southern Lebanon following the end of military operations in Gaza Strip, with the goal of the invasion being the destruction of and pushback of Hezbollah offensive capabilities past the Litanif River to align with the United Nations Security Council Resolution 7 in 1701. 1701, right. So it's not in 1701, but this revolution 1701, right. Yeah. According to U.S. officials, the People's Liberation Army is now considering the involvement of Operation Prosperity Guardian, the U.S.-led maritime naval coalition in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden, with its goal being the protection of commercial commercial shipping for the Houthi terrorist group in Yemen. This comes following recent indications from Chinese defense officials in Djibouti or something like that have increasingly nervous about spillover from this conflict. Now, I want to point something out here nowadays, right? That's the guy they sent to greet the Japanese. These are the guys they sent to... You see, the Japanese will send their finest of finest, and the United States will send some guy who looks like he could use a shave. I'm going to point out here that he's probably good at what he's doing, but, he just looks like he could use a shave. That's all I'm saying. They look very alike, actually. They're same height and everything. That's impressive. I mean, I'm just not, I think appearance matters. So, I don't know. I just think appearance matters because I think, showing who you're going, in World War II, when the Japanese were signing the arms or signing their surrenders papers with the United States in their negotiations, the United States deliberately sent a ship with only 6 feet above people. So only people that were above 6 feet were sent to the Japanese islands to intimidate the Japanese. That's what the United States did there in World War II. Nowadays, they just don't care because that doesn't matter. Germany halts funding for the UN Relief and Work Agency. The UNWR something. The UNRWA. There we go. Yeah. It's like the UN useless nuts. That's what they are. I'm glad they're halting the funding of those idiots.
Received over 5,000 tips in this case.
But it turns out much of what she was signing was nonsense.
What? A caravan of anti-Israeli protesters was trying to block JFK Airport in New York City of the cost of thousands of passengers who missed their flight. That impact the IDF operations. Yeah. A caravan of anti-Israeli protesters trying to block the JFK Airport. How do you think it would impact on the IDF operations in Gaza? I'm sure blocking, the entrance for a lot of people into the JFK and blaming around your flag is going to do a lot to stop. No, I'm sure that's going to do a lot. Around your goddamn flags. Yeah, that's incredible. And did they need to honk? Don't think they did. The British-owned oil tanker Merlin Lount is still on fire after it was hit by a Houthi anti-ship missile, and that was 16 hours ago. It's probably not on fire anymore. I actually don't have any confirmation of what happened on that one. I'm pretty sure it's either sunk or left behind. It was left behind. It was evacuated. So, yeah. Not as intended, of course. 1 second here. We'll see if we have anything. Oh, yeah, we did. No, that was from yesterday. That's some time ago, that one. Don't need that one anymore. So many fucking stories nowadays. Like, there's so many people doing stories. Like, they do, like, oh, this and that. Like this, for example. Like, Russia's region announced nighttime mobile internet shutdown until January the 31st. Look at that. Russia Leningrad region announced nighttime mobile internet shutdown until January the 31st. Following Peskov and Novgorod region, 4G mobile internet will be unavailable at the night in Leningrad region. The authorities promised to limit the night internet in this region from January the 25th to January the 30th. Operations explained the temporary lack of communications by reconfiguration of broadcasting of frequencies, but the representatives refused from the details comments to journalists. Most likely, the internet blackouts are connected with the first attack of Ukrainian drones on Leningrad region since the beginning of the full-scale war. On January 18, 2024, UAVs attacked on St. Petersburg oil production oil terminal, and January 21st, they successfully hit Novatek terminal in the port of Ust-Luga. At the moment, the St. Petersburg is the farthest point farthest point reached by the AFU drones, the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Earlier, Astras reported that residents of Leningrad regions noticed the deployment of S-300 anti-missile aircraft missile systems in the region. Translation of the SMS message. Okay, just say the message. Please note, the reason beyond Tele2 control until 31st of January mobile internet may not be available at night. Note and also that restrictions may negatively affect the operations of usual online services, ATM, and payment terminals. Well, he's sipping some tea. Fair enough. Well, there you have it. That's the news. Internet cut off. Russia doesn't want you to know. No, they don't. When I'm president, instead of trying to send text string, I said that Donald Trump is still riding high on the Texas thing. Texas thing. Yeah. 86, welcome in. How are you? Welcome.
United States. President Obama, Mr. Trump, for the moment, steps away for the
What a great
inaugural
honor
address.
to be able to introduce for the first time.
Okay, well, that's just a lot. I mean, that's just a lot right there.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States. President Obama, Mr. Trump, for the moment, steps away for the
What a great
inaugural
honor to
address.
be able to introduce for the first time.
Jesus fucking Christ. What do you think? Like, these people think they're in fucking movies. Like, they think they're in fucking movies and they start screaming. How much? Look how long she goes on for it as well. Like, look at this.
America.
Look how long she goes on for it.
One moment, it's just almost incomprehensible that they can exist right now. So.
And we are grateful.
Oh my god. What the fuck is this? I mean, what? What? They think they're in fucking movies or something like that. Jesus Christ, why do you keep going? I mean, Jesus, they think they're in fucking movies or some stuff like that. Like, they... No! Like, what the fuck do you think? Must be a screamer. Yeah, she must scream a lot. I mean, yeah, she certainly. All right. Here we have the official list there. Suspended payments to the UN relief and work agencies: United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, Germany, Italy, Netherlands, Switzerland, and Finland. Wow, yeah. I mean, all countries that. Ah, all right. Fair enough. Huh. I don't even know if that's from. Jesus Christ, I don't even know if that's. What the fuck? In 2023, in Ukraine, registered 3 times more criminal cases of raiding than in 2022. Okay. When the wall falls, people tend to take advantages of it. White House confirms Biden and Schultz meeting in February. Oh yeah, by the way, Biden and Schultz is supposed to meet in February. The 2 most unlike presidents of all time. 2 most unliked leaders of countries in all time, you know, is supposed to meet in February. Can't tell me that, because I think that. Well, I was okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We just need this guy.
Reporting for duty and responding to the appeal.
Boris now tells young British citizens to experience the attraction and advantage of military training of service.
General Sanders for a citizen army and encouraging young people across the country to think of the attractions, advantages. Sir, Lance Corporal Johnson reporting for duty and...
Oh my god, why do you do like that?
Sir, Lance Corporal...
He's like, you know, you imagine a British guy, right? Imagine yourself a British guy, then look at Boris Johnson. That's what I imagine every fucking British guy looks like. I'm gonna be rude and say every British person looks like this, but holy shit. Why did they pick this guy? Why... He got kicked out of the office because they didn't like him, and he still what? He still thinks he has some kind of voice in the UK. You know, he got kicked out, and they still think he has some kind of voice, which is like, yeah. Incredibly enough. Apparently, the Russians are preparing some kind of nuclear simulator training. Yeah, here you have it. Apex. Russia reportedly creates a nuclear explosion simulator for troop training. A new nuclear bomb simulator created by Russian scientists. No, I'm not going to disable my ad blocker. Fuck you. I'm not going to read it then. Fuck you. I want to keep my ad blocker on. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm not going to show the video, but if you see this person right here, do not donate to them. Okay? If you see this person right here, do not donate to them. They're not real. Well, they might be real, but they're not. The funds don't go the way you think they're going to go. Okay? There's been some talks about it. Regional media reports that Israel has told Egypt that the Israeli army will soon launch an operation that will take over the control of so-called Philadelphia Corridor. Okay. Well, at this point, Israel is just looking for war, aren't they? You know, what are they doing? First of all, now that, there's unknown sources telling us that they're getting ready for a war in Lebanon. The Israelis. And now they're going to invade Egypt? Like, they're just looking to turn off anybody. That's incredible. You know. Bulgaria approved a law prohibiting the use of Islamic burqa in public places, institutions, schools, and government offices. An $860 fine and suspension of social benefits for those who do not comply with this law. This ban will, again, the city of Pasatchik now applies nationwide. So these are burqas, those things they have on their heads. Part of their belief. Apparently, they're not allowed to wear those anymore. Well, a lot of people are getting mad at the Middle East and the people. Now, personally, I think it goes against the idea of free belief, but that's their rule. That's their rule. Can't do much about it. Until you hear it, don't know if that's fair enough, but that's their rule. That's their rule. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do, man. That's what they want to do. Fair enough. Ooh, look at that. It's Super 5 Galaxy. Hello. Any planes up? We got an E6 up. That's the nuke plane. Yeah. Nuclear plane. So much nuclear nowadays. We love it. No, we don't. I don't. I don't love nuclear solutions. Oh, look at that. Where are you going? Where are you going? The United States. Super King Air. That's a surveillance plane heading directly towards China. Where are you going? Yeah. This right here is the Reason Islands in Tonk. If you haven't noticed, this is where North Korea recently fired off some shells. They fired off some shells in the seas around here. That's the exact island there. That's North Korea. That's South Korea, for those who didn't know. Yeah. And here we have it down here. That's Thailand, and we got some Australian planes up. Nothing there. Important there. Time, anything. No, Airbuses. Got an Airbus up as well. Some Asian countries are doing some stuff right now. The Turkey and the Washington Post reported earlier today that Turkey and Washington, or whatever the Turkish capital is, I can't remember. That they have reached a deal on the purchase of F-16s to Turkey in exchange for the NATO membership from Sweden, which is, don't know if it's worth it, but there you have it. What's going from inside the newsroom? There you have it. The new Ukrainian president. What? Oh, Andriy Shevchuk called on the EUFA leadership to visit Ukraine and see with their own eyes in the consequences of Russian crimes. With the new president? Oh, the new Ukraine Armed Forces president. Is that what they call it? I don't think they call it a president. I think they call it I think it's a general, right? He's the He's the chief. He's the chief of the armed forces of Ukraine, right? Not the president. I don't think they call it the president, but whatever. To the EU FA leadership to visit Ukraine and see with their own eyes the consequences of Russian crimes. I see no reason for the return of Russian teams. Nothing can change. The war continues every day, and there are rocket attacks that kill people. Another name I can't pronounce. An earthquake of magnitude of 6.1 has struck the South Pacific coast of Guatemala. That's true. The U.S. has unblocked the sale of F-16 aircraft to Turkey. That's true. And Italy, Canada, and Australia followed the U.S. and withdrawing financial support for the UN Relief Work Agency for the Palestine Refugees Political. There you have it. That's pretty much rundown of the major news today. Of course, we still have the Texan situation going on. Now, I don't even know what's going on there anymore. I think they have reached some kind of, they're reaching some kind of settlement. They're reaching some kind of settlement, but yeah. Don't know if they're doing it just yet. No, I'm not gonna watch that. It's got that music in it. Can't play that. Yeah. A shuttle bus will be launched from Odessa to Chechnya Airport. This should speed up the travel of Ukraine and relieve checkpoints at the border, reports the head of Odessa Regional Military Administration, Oil Keeper. According to him, the launch of such a transfer should be primarily relieve the checkpoints at the Makaya, Palanka, or Dupen area. The transfer will also reduce the load of roads and improve the level of service for the population in the fields of international transportation. There you have it. Thank you very much. The U.S. aid to Ukraine will be focused not on recapturing the territories captured by Russian Federation, but on repelling new Russian offensive. The idea is to position Ukraine as holding its ground on the battlefield for now, but put them on a different trajectory to be much stronger by the end of 2024 and more suitable path. The publication also noted that the West hopes that in 2024, Ukraine will not lose more territory than 1/5 of the country currently occupied by the Russian Federation. Fair enough. There you have it. That's true. Well, listen, I tell you what. Yes, I understand that some people are in or that. I mean, if we push the Russians out, the faster we push the Russians out, the faster this war is going to end, right? The more we give them, the faster they could do that. But it also is important to repel these Russian attacks, and they're wasting a lot of materials that Russia could easily replace. Well, easily. I say easily, but it's not easily. But compared to Ukraine, could easily replace that. I say it's good for Ukraine to spend this year trying to, sort of rebuild and trying to refocus. And in 2025, I certainly believe they're going to really push it back. But it does mean that we are looking at another year of war. We are 100% looking at one more year of war. No other way to put it. One more year of war. Syro Bank will not deposit frozen biomaterial from fallen soldiers, Minister of Health of Ukraine. In March, a law will come into force that allows military families to preserve reproductive cells free of charge and use them to procreate the Ukrainian defenders. That's one way to put it. The fact that this law does not provide for the same opportunity for those who die in a legislative conflict that will be resolved as soon as possible, the Minister of Health writes. Well, listen, I'm not going to point anything out here. Obviously, this is a good thing. I mean, listen, if you want to procure the factor that you have a child, sure. I mean, that's, something you want to go ahead and do. But the law that they're saying that if they fall on the battlefield, these laws don't provide them this coverage. How exactly would you... I gotta be careful here, but how exactly would you, if the soldier was about to die, get that material? Because, I think, they call it the ultimate sacrifice. A lot of people in the military, when they talk about the ultimate sacrifice, I don't think the ultimate sacrifice is within that region of, that kind of sacrifice. So, it just, getting it done before makes sense. Meanwhile, being on the battlefield, you could do it while being on the battlefield, 100%. But, when you're about to die and they say for fallen soldiers, like, how you, what? Like, is that like your last wish for them to do that? That's kind of seems a little, no, I mean, I wouldn't, no, god damn. Why that, well, yeah, no. Incoming reports of Islamic regime in Iran planning to hang 4 Kurdish political prisoners in coming hours. There's been cases where international outrage has pressured the regime into communicating unjust sentences. Make sure to spread the information far and wide. It talks about these people right here. Apparently they're trying to make a change. Now they're going to want to hang them. Because apparently Iran still lives in the 1800s where we hang people. We don't do that anymore because we live in the 20th century. Because we are not... Actually, we lived in the 21st century. We don't live in the 20th century anymore. We live in the 21st century. That's right. Oh my god. Yes, alright. Make sure that one is still going. Alright, tell you what, we're gonna watch some Zelensky here. I think he's gonna talk a little bit about what Poland and all that stuff. So 5 minutes 19 seconds here. You could come back if you don't want to watch. You can come back in 5 minutes 19 seconds. But I suggest you do. He's a good guy. He's a great guy. He's a legend. He's a myth. He's everything. Go ahead and watch him.
Бажаю здоров'я, шановні українці, українки. Завершуємо цей день, цей тиждень. Вже час підбивати перші підсумки цього січня. Для України, для наших відносин з партнерами. Попри різні виклики, багато складнощів, Україні вдалося зберегти міжнародну увагу до нашої української битви за незалежність. Вдалося додати нашій державі ще більше стійкості. Саме того, що є головним аргументом у міжнародній комунікації. Те, на що ви здатні. Те, що ви здатні витримати. Те, через що ви здатні пройти. Світ звертає увагу на стійких та сміливих. Перше. Маємо за цей місяць підписану амбітну безпекову угоду з Великою Британією. Це тепер фактично базовий орієнтир. Є на що рівнятись у роботі з іншими партнерами. І тривають такі перемовини про нові безпекові угоди. І не лише з державами в Європі. Щодо двосторонніх документів на виконання безпекової декларації Групи 7. І впевнений, вже скоро нові результати щодо безпекових гарантій для України. Вдячний усім нашим партнерам, які допомагають. Друге. Фактично, у цьому місяці наші команди України та Польщі перезавантажили відносини. І маємо хороше розуміння одне одного, маємо чіткі орієнтири, що важливо для наших суспільств, для наших безпекових інтересів. І, до речі, Польща приєдналась до безпекової декларації Групи 7. Загалом вже 32 країни працюють з нами на цьому напрямку. Третє. Є хороший результат у відносинах з Євросоюзом. Почалася змістовна підготовка до початку перемовин, процес скринінгу українського законодавства. Це офіційна оцінка українських правових актів на відповідність праву Євросоюзу. Вже є розуміння графіку зустрічей, усіх наступних необхідних кроків, і важливо, щоб урядова команда України була достатньо мобілізована для цієї роботи. Україна зацікавлена в максимальних результатах у відносинах з Європою саме цього року, які тільки можливі. Четверте. Я вдячний Швейцарії за дуже хороші, продуктивні перемовини під час візиту, а також за ефективну організацію зустрічі радників щодо формули миру. Є домовленість і щодо організації першого саміту миру на рівні лідерів у Швейцарії. Тривають дуже активні контакти щодо цього. Дійсно, сильна історія. Готуємо її. П'яте. Оборонні пакети для України. Ми маємо за місяць непогану динаміку. Звичайно, потребуємо більшого, щоб досягти контролю у небі і більших можливостей на землі, передусім артилерійських. Але як би нам не було складно, ми маємо постачання і артилерії, і ракет, боєприпасів для ППО. Я дякую кожній країні, яка підтримує наших воїнів, захист українських життів. Вже сотні російських ракет і дронів збиті за цей місяць. І продовжуємо роботу з партнерами. Чекаємо на відповідне рішення Сполучених Штатів Америки. Це критично важливо. Я дякую кожній країні, яка анонсувала нові пакети підтримки на нещодавній зустрічі у форматі Рамштайн, а це 9 пакетів підтримки, зокрема, деякі дефіцитні речі для нашої оборони. Вже готуємо на лютий ще більше домовленостей з партнерами. Окремо я хочу відзначити результати комунікації з партнерами щодо російських активів. За цей місяць ми наблизились до рішення, якого ми потребуємо, яке буде справедливим. Усі російські активи самої держави-терориста та пов'язаних з нею осіб, які є в різних юрисдикціях та заморожені, мають працювати для захисту від російської ж агресії. Вони мають бути конфісковані. І ми робимо все, щоб це рішення було змістовно підготовлено найближчим часом. Я дякую кожному і кожній, хто допомагає нам просувати цей механізм відновлення справедливості. І, звичайно, санкції. Потрібен новий санкційний пакет Євросоюзу, і ми готуємо його. А також готуємо нові кроки, щоб обмежити російську здатність обходити санкції. Кожен прояв тиску на Росію – це наближення миру. Кожен прояв допомоги Україні – це захист життя. Я вдячний усім, хто з Україною. Дякую усім, хто б'ється, працює заради нашої держави, нашої незалежності, наших людей. Слава Україні!
Well, Slava Ukraina. Thank you so much to Mr. Zelensky here for his thankful update there on the current situation. And he continues to give out. Like, I've never, this guy comes out with these every single day. It's really helpful to sort of get that going there. Now, I've got 2 exciting new news here, so we're gonna quickly get through this. Well, not quickly, but Russian losses as of the 27th, 776 plus, 15 plus, 3 plus, 8 plus. 8 plus in special equipment, that's vehicles and fuel tanks, 3 plus in artillery systems, and 15 APVs, 6 tanks, that's not a lot, because they're pulling it back, 4 kamikaze drones, or just drones in general. That's pretty much it, yeah. So, a good day for a relatively calm, but still a active day from the Ukrainians. Well done, Ukraine. Well, bloody done. And also, in secondhand, this was uploaded actually quite long ago, and I didn't see it, but my bad. The U.S. Senate agreed on a agreement on migrants. The document will be made public next week. It just happens the issue of aid to Ukraine will be next on the consideration for discussion. And very good because whatever. No, but yeah. I'm happy to hear that they are somewhat figuring out what's happening down there in Texas right now.
Or an adventure that Jania and I had down the front lines.
So yeah. Quite the continuation there. All right. Well, we have Oint's Defender commenting about this. The amount of bullshit coming from certain accounts about the situation in the border between the United States and Mexico is pretty ridiculous. No, there's not going to be a civil war because of this. No, there's not going to be another state sending their National Guards to Texas. This sort of already happened. I mean, there were other states that sent troops to Texas. So that did happen. No, there is no militias going to the border, and no, Biden administration is not going to send federal troops to relieve the National Guard. Well, he did. And they did have a standoff. They did. Several states have sent National Guards to unite Texas. Many did this earlier last year. This is a fact, and that's true. So, not completely true, is it? You know? Not completely true. But yeah. I mean, the only thing he's right on that one was that there's not going to be a civil war. That's true. Listen, there's not going to be a civil war. There's going to be a lot of despite between the nations. But it depends on what the United States will do to help and not to destroy, but to help, you know. If they do that diplomatically and not do anything stupid, there won't be any serious consequences by this. But the states took a stance, and the stance was they no longer tolerated the amount of migrants going through. Something had to happen, and something happened. There you have it. Yeah. I mean, there's no way to put it, is there? That's what happened. Oh my god, I'm like... Oh my god, a lot of people say to me, oh, you're not supposed to hit women. There's one woman in this world I would like to hit very hard. Several times. A lot of times. And a lot of people share this opinion. No, but Maria Shakarovov, or whatever her fucking name is, this is ridiculous. I mean, so it comes out, with there's no plan to attack NATO countries. The alliance knows this very well. Russian leaders regardless discuss attacks NATO members after conquering Ukraine. Medvedev Russia, Oleg Morozov, Rasam Karov. Yeah. Every high-ranking blah 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 officer and people have talked about attacking NATO, and there is a Russian plan to attack NATO, so that's completely bullshit. It's fucking. I mean, well, it's like since he tries to make the NATO seems like the enemy, A ridiculous stand. That's what it is. Howdy dandy. Everything more. Oh, right. By a huge account with 2.5 million, they got 6.4 million years in fixing before the remove. Really hope X will make us something this account, which are being good content from creators. Yeah. Boo, boo. I don't really have anything else. I mean, there's a lot of things coming out. Like there's a lot of news, and yes, I could continue to sit here and go, "Oh, this happened and that happened," but it's not news. It's just people sharing their opinions nowadays. News nowadays have just turned into this fuck show of people just sharing their opinions about every fucking bar about it, and we can rarely actually get any fucking news out. It's just fucking people saying, I believe this, I believe that. Do you believe that? I believe that. I believe that. I believe this. I believe that. Thank you. I don't care. I don't care what your opinion are. First of all, fuck you. I don't care. Second off, fuck you. Third off, fuck you. No, but listen, I mean, why do I gotta keep continuing to care about all these fucking opinions about people? It's not news anymore. News is not opinions. News are news, and news are exciting. Can be exciting. News are meant to be there, meant to inform the people, not inform you. I don't want to be informed about your certain opinions about certain things. It's like it's so much nowadays to occur. Ugh. No exciting news either. I mean, I told you guys about the U.S. stationing nuclear bombs in the U.K. That was yesterday. I told you about that. Yeah. Being shared today. That is the hashtag. Wow. Owen Jones, the man who believes everything. South Africa is not a leader of the free world. Well, I'll tell you what they are the leader in. Having every possible form of HIV that the world can understand. They have so much HIV, it's insane. It's almost like it's almost like there's just bodies and they just have full of HIV. Like I'm sorry, but like that's just literally what they are. Just bodies full with HIV spreading it to everybody else. It's just disgusting. They have the biggest, I think they have the biggest, sort of count of HIV in the world, which says a lot, It says a lot. Yeah. I think Sweden. No, they just have a lot of rape, don't they? They got like a record. Like Sweden has like a record nowadays. They're like the most rapey country in the world. Like they have so many rape counts a day. It's insane. Like going out in the streets in Sweden is becoming. It's actually becoming dangerous. Like it's that's sad. That's disgusting. It's like it's watching fungus or like mushrooms. Watching mushrooms grow. It's like that's disgusting. Yeah. Anyways, guys, don't have anything more for you. I don't have anything more for you about anything right now. That's pretty much the latest news. Not a big news day, obviously, the whole defunding of the UNRWA, which is interesting, I guess. I don't really give a shit. Who gives a shit? I mean, people give a shit. I understand why people give a shit, but, anyways. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys have a great time. Had a great time. I had a bit of a great time here. I think it was all right. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, with another stream. So thank you so much, and